Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I am going to deliver a presentation of my work entitled Microstructural, Structural, and Peak Profile Analysis of Chemically Ground Bougainvillea Flower-like Zinc Oxide Nanostructure. Here is the main outlines of my project: objectives, materials and method, results and discussion, and the conclusion. The main aim of my project are X-ray analysis of chemically synthesized flower-like zinc oxide, investigation and exploration of growth anisotropy, crystallinity, dislocation density, and specific surface area of zinc oxide nanostructure, crystallite size, strain, and bond length determination for the XRD pattern for different peaks, exploration, analysis, and comparison of the particle size, intrinsic strain, stress, energy density by Serrar method, Monsi-Serrar method, Williamson-Hall, UDM, USDM, and UDDM, size-strain plot, SSP, and Haldar-Wegner, HW method. Here is the main property of the zinc oxide nanostructures. It is a direct band gap semiconductor of band gap 3.4 electron volt. So it can be allowed as a smaller, faster, low cost, and more reliable power electronic component. It is a large excitation binding energy of all about 60 millielectron volt at room temperature. So it can be used as a promising optoelectronic devices, sensor, efficient excitonic, efficient emission at room temperature, and tunable LED. It is a Watt-J crystal structure, so it has a tetrahedral symmetry and most stable at the ambient condition. It has a lack of center inversion symmetry. It is very important property of zinc oxide nanostructure. It is a piezoelectric property, so it has high strain constant, coupling constant, and low mechanical quality factor and bonding energy. So it can be used detection of sound, generation of high voltage, and high electronic frequency generator. It is a optically transparent property, and it has electrically conducting property. So it can be used as a sensor, transducer, actuators, and strong illuminescence for the phosphor application. It is a ferromagnetic property. So it can be used as a big data storage devices, and obviously the reusable ability to store like HDD and SSD. It can be used as a biomedical purpose, that is the bioimaging sensor, and antimicrobial property are the most significant property of the zinc oxide nanostructure. Here is the materials and methods. Zinc oxide nanoflower is synthesized by the chemical method. First, 14.87 gram of zinc nitrate hexahydrate was dissolved in deionized water to prepare 100 ml 0.5 m solution. 2 gram NaOH has added to deionized water to prepare the 50 ml 1 m NaOH solution. The 0.02 m concentrated benzene was added with the NaOH solution and stirred continuously. The pre-prepared 0.5 m zinc nitrate solution was added dropwise, and the stirring was continued to 2 hours. The white precipitate was filtered and washed with deionized water for several times. The powder was then dried in a laboratory oven at 100 degrees centigrade for further characterization. The X-ray diffraction data were recorded using copper K-alpha radiation in a Rigaku X-ray diffractometer. Here is the main results and discussion. Here is the typical FESM image of zinc oxide nanoflower, which shows that the grain size is almost 50 nanometers. And here is the typical XRD pattern of zinc oxide nanoflower for different peaks. And here I feed different peaks individually in origin for the Gaussian fit and calculate all the possible parameters of the crystal, including the FWHM and degree of orientation. In the sixth graph, I plot the FWHM for the different peaks. Here, the FWHM is clearly different for different peaks, as in different peaks there are different number of atoms. Here, I calculate the particle size using the Serrar formula for different peaks and plot for the different peaks. Except the second peaks, all the particle size is almost 20 nanometers. Here, I also linear fit the Serrar equation, and when I calculate it, the particle size is all about 170 nanometer, which is very much mismatched with the FESM value. In Serrar formula, there is no importance of the intercept. There is no meaning of intercept. So it should be plot through the origin. When I plot it through the origin, the calculated particle size is 21 nanometer. To reduce the error, the Monsis error method, that is known as the modified Serre equation, is used to plot linearly and treat it linearly. The Serre equation focus only on the effect of crystal size in excited peak broadening, and it cannot be considered for the microstructure of the lattice, that is about the intrinsic strain which becomes developed in the nanocrystal through the point defect, grain boundary, and triple junction effect and stacking fault. Williamson Hall considered the excited peak broadening is due to the combination of crystal size and intrinsic strain also. Then he calculated and fit the model as which is known as the uniform deformation model UDM. The K lambda by D is due to the particle size broadening, and 4 epsilon 0 sin theta is due to the strain broadening. Here is the linear plot of UDM, which is very much realistic for the isotropic crystal. And then he fit the uniform stress deformation model, which is known as the USDM. And here is the linear fit, which is very much realistic for the anisotropic crystal. Anisotropic energy density has also been calculated from the uniform deformation energy density model UDDM for the Williamson Hall. Size-10 plot method, which considered that the excited peak profile is a combination of Lorentz and Gaussian function, where size broadening is fitted well with the Lorentz function and the strain broadening is labeled as the Gaussian function. SSP always provide better result for the isotropic broadening and give more importance to the low angle than the higher diffraction angle. Here is the plot of linear plotting of SSP model. In SSP, it assumes that the size broadening of excited peak as a Lorentzian function, whereas the strain broadening as a Gaussian function. But actually, the excited peak region matches well with the Gaussian function, whereas the tail fits well with the Lorentzian function. To overcome this difficulty, Halder-Wegner assumed that the peak broadening is the convolution of the Gaussian and Lorentz function that is known as the Voigt function. Then Halder-Wegner introduced this equation and plot it linearly, and then Wilson estimate the maximum value of strain and corresponding RMS strain and fit it linearly. In the fourth graph, we plot the tan theta versus beta square, from where we can calculate the stacking fault. Here is the discussion for the different parameters with the JCPDS data. Here 2 theta intensity, degree of orientation, and DHKS value, which is very much agreement with the JCPDS value. Here clearly shows that for the different peaks, the degree of orientation is different. So it is an anisotropic crystal in nature. Here the different lattice parameter which is calculated. The average particle size is 25 nanometers. Strain is different for different peaks and is in the order of 10 to the power minus 3. The specific surface area is different for different peaks, but it is in the order of 10 to the power 5. So it is a very much specific surface, very large specific surface area. The dislocation density is different for different peaks, but it is in the order of 10 to the power minus 3. So it is a less dislocation density. And in previous discussion, we can show that in different peak, the degree of orientation is different. So it is an anisotropic crystal with less dislocation density and very big specific surface area. Here is the different lattice parameter A and C, which is different clearly, and the lattice volume at 49 angstrom cube and bond length 1.99. It is a figure of merit 2.92 and stacking fault 2.971 into 10 to the power minus 3. All the parameters are matched very much with the standard value of zinc oxide nanostructure. Here is the comparison of the different model. Particle size of Serre and Monsis error method is all about 21 nanometer, and the WH method and size-10 SSP and Halder-Wegner, all the particle size are appreciate more with the FESM value. Here is the conclusion. I successfully grow the highly crystalline zinc oxide nanoflowers by chemical method. Wargei's crystal structure with less dislocation, and it is obviously an isotropic crystal. The high specific surface area suggesting that the material will be very useful for application as a catalysis. It is also a photocatalysis. It is also a chemical catalysis and gas probing or sensor devices. It can be used. WH analysis and other model of analysis were in agreement with the determined value of average crystal size, strain, stress, and energy density. Finally, I am very grateful for XRD facility of PK College Contact, and obviously very grateful to my sir, Dr. Piyush Kanti Samanto. Thank you all for patience and to listen my presentation.